Good morning, my dear students and researchers, esteemed guests. Uh, this session will be chaired by Professor C.S. N. Rajgaru, Acharya, Nagarjuna University. I request him to come on to the dais, please, sir. And the co-chair of this session is Dr. Ramakrishna Prasad Garu, Nagarjuna University. Please, sir. It's our honor. And the rapporteur will join soon, Mr. Dr. M.D. Rahman, MBA Department.
అది ఇప్పుడే పెట్టాలంట ఒకసారి పెన్ డ్రైవ్. ఫస్ట్ టైం సార్ మీరు ఫస్ట్ టైం రిమార్క్స్ చెప్తారా సార్ డైరెక్ట్గా ప్రెజెంట్ చేస్తారా?
गणनायकाय गणदैवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय बालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय बालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Dr. M. Ramesh Garu, the principal of Siddhartha Arts College. Dr. Lieutenant Rohini Kusma Garu, Dr. Ramakrishna Prasad Garu, Dr. Rahman Garu, Dr. Ramarao Garu, Dr. Adam Garu, and all the dignitaries. It is indeed a very great privilege for me to be with you to continue our seminar on agriculture and rural development. ఒకసారి అది చూడండి, అగ్రికల్చర్ అండ్ రూరల్ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఈ పార్ట్ ఆ బ్రాకెట్స్లో ఏం రాసింది ఇక్కడ. సో దిస్ సబ్జెక్ట్ ఈస్ multi-disciplinary, which means that it is not just economics or it is not just rural development, which is one of the sub-subjects of economics, or is it only about agriculture? Again, agriculture is a science subject. Actually, we have Bapatla Agricultural College, a state government college, and also later it became a university. So all science people are there in agriculture. But in economics, it is one of the major subjects which we specialize. So it is very interesting to see it has interaction with other disciplines, particularly with engineering and medicine, environment. So probably yesterday you have exposure to all these areas, at least a few of these areas, where you have become enriched with the papers that were presented yesterday. And today's presenter mainly is Dr. N. Ramarao from AG and SG College, Uyuru. One word about AG and SG College is now it is connected with that. I was in that committee where it was merged with Siddhartha Academy. Some about 15 years back, I think. So I request Dr. N. Ramarao, lecturer in the Department of Economics in AGSD College, Uyuru, to present his paper. Thank you.
Good morning to everybody off the dais and on the dais. Now I am presenting my paper. The title of the paper is Challenges and Opportunities of Rural Area, a Study on Agriculture. I am briefly explain about my paper in this seminar. Before independence, we are in the British regime. Therefore, the British government did not take any steps to development of our economy or our country, development of our country. But after independence, we are free. That means we have a freedom. At a time also, agriculture sector plays an important role. That means the large number of the population depends upon the agriculture sector for their livelihood. Of course, the remaining sectors, industrial and service sectors are not developed. Therefore, highly population or 70 to 80% of the population depends upon the agriculture sector for their livelihood. You know about that. Of course, since independence till today also, agriculture sector plays a key role or crucial role in the development of the economy. At least today also, 50% of the population depends upon the agriculture sector for their livelihood. The remaining percent of the population depends upon the two sectors like industrial and service sectors. Therefore, what is the role of the agriculture sector in India and mainly in rural areas? You know about that. Of course, keywords regarding this paper: food security, small land holdings, water scarcity, low crop yields, lack of market access. And objectives of this paper: poverty elevation and food security. First, number one. Number two is to enhance the economic development of all stakeholders. Number three, to generate employment in order to combat vagaries of unemployment problem. And fourth objective is increasing agricultural production and productivity to ensure food security for the rising population and household income for smallhold farmers. Of course, what are the challenges are facing by agriculture sector? First, number one is instability of monsoons. You know, what is the position of the monsoons on our Indian agriculture sector? Agriculture sector in India is largely depends upon the monsoons. As a result, the food grains or food crops are differ from year to year. That means in 1 year, the output from the agriculture sector more, but in 1 year, the output from the agriculture sector is less. Therefore, agriculture sector is totally depends upon the monsoons. Of course, other irrigation facilities are there, but although monsoons are the very important. ఎందుకంటే మీకు తెలుసో తెలీదో వర్షం పడినప్పుడు పంట మీద ఒక బస్తా పిండేసినటువంటి బలం ఉంటుందంట. కాబట్టి మాన్సూన్స్ ఆర్ ఆల్సో ప్లేస్ an important role. Next, number two is cropping pattern. In India, the cropping pattern mainly divided into two types, two categories. Number one is food crops. Number two is non-food crops. Of course, food crops means, for example, paddy, food grains, and sugarcane, etc. The farmers or the Indian farmers gave priority to first food grains, after that oil seeds, and etc. This is the second challenge of cropping pattern in India. Next, third one is land ownership. You know about that the high percentage of the land is under the only few hands, but low percentage of the land is under the large number of population or majority of the people. You know, of course, in our country, the distribution of the income or etc. is not equally among the public or the population. You know about that. Next, division and fragmentation of land holdings. Already you know about that. You are all BA students. Division and fragmentation of land holdings due to the growth rate of population and break down the joint family system. Due to these reasons, the division and fragment of land holdings are occurred in our country. Therefore, there is a chance to decrease the output from the land holdings. Next, land tenure or tenancy system. In our country, there is no support and there is no protection to the tenants. There is no security to the tenants. You know about this also. Of course, nowadays the large number of landlords went to the cities or towns for their children's studies. Of course, independence, since independence also, the landlords gave uh, land to the tenants for the agriculture purpose. Of course, there is no security to them. Therefore, if they have no security, definitely they don't concentrate their mind to increase the output in that land. And also, they did not concentrate their mind to increase the productivity also. Therefore, there is no security. This is the one of the challenge. Today also, they have no security. Next, conditions of agricultural laborers. Today also, agricultural laborers facing number of problems. They are not satisfied their agricultural work, and also uh, uh, disguised unemployment or surplus laborers are occurred in the agricultural sector. Or this concept also, you know, that means, for example, one work is done by 5 members or 10 members, but more than 5 members or 10 members are participated in that work. That is called disguised unemployment. Uh, of course, if the remaining 10 or 5%, 5 persons are not participated in that work, the work is done. Therefore, disguised unemployment or surplus laborers are existed in our agriculture sector. Next, manures, fertilizers, and biocides. Of course, since independence, manures are using to increase the productivity of the land holding and production of the land holding in our country. We know about that thing. Of course, newly from 10 years onwards, number of fertilizers, new fertilizers, pesticides, and biocides are using to increase the productivity of the labor and production in the agriculture sector, increase the productivity of agriculture sector and output from the agriculture sector. Of course, what is the reason here? Of course, the objective of the farmers is to increase the output, but after some years, definitely the fertility of the soil will decrease. How to replace that fertility in the soil, in the land holdings? That is the main problem. That is no to the not no to the agricultural farmers in India. Next, irrigation facilities. India occupies second irrigated country in the world after China. Of course, today number of irrigation facilities are there, canals, ponds, borewells, etc. Of course, these facilities are not to meet to the needs of the agriculture sector today also. Of course, the number of projects are needed to meet the needs of the agriculture sector. Therefore, the number of projects are constructed by our governments. A lack of mechanization. Already today also, the traditional methods are used in the agriculture sector. Recently, the harvesting machines, threshing machines are using in the agriculture sector. That is the only that is used only big landlords. Of course, small size land holdings and landholders and marginal farmers are not able to introduce or using the machineries. They have no capacity. But although only just simply mechanization methods are used in the agriculture sector nowadays, but implementation is most important. Agricultural marketing. This is not in a sufficient manner in rural areas. Therefore, local traders and intermediaries or middlemen plays an important role in agricultural marketing. Next, inadequate transport. Inadequate transport means transportation facilities are not favorable to the agricultural products or agricultural commodities. Today also, they have perfect transportation facilities from rural areas to city markets or town markets, etc. This is no to you nowadays also. Therefore, lack of transportation facilities is also one of the challenge to the agriculture sector. PMBY, that means Pradhana Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. This is the crop insurance scheme. In case if the crop is lost by the farmer, definitely the government can protect the agricultural owner. That means, for example, this scheme support to the farmers in case in any natural calamities or disease will be occurred regarding the crops. Definitely, this can protect the agricultural farmers. Next, ENAM, National Agricultural Market. This is online platform. Already yesterday, some persons talked about this concept. Today also, this is one of the important platform to the agricultural farmers to reduce the middlemen and brokers, etc. in agricultural marketing. If, of course, the knowledge is the most important. How to use this ENAM by the agricultural farmers. Of course, they have some awareness regarding this. Definitely, they can get good results regarding their agricultural commodities price and marketing, etc. Therefore, ENAM is the one of the supporting market concept to the agricultural farmers. Next, PMSKY, Pradhana Mantri Krishi Sanchay Yojana. This is for improving the irrigation facilities to the agriculture sector. Of course, we are talking about these irrigation facilities now also. Of course, how much facilities are provided by the governments or private organizations, etc., that the facilities are not enough to meet the needs of the agriculture sector nowadays also. Of course, you know, ఇవాళ కన్నా మనం చూసినట్లయితే కనీసం మంచినీళ్ళు కూడా సరైనటువంటి దొరికినటువంటి ప్రాంతాలు ఉన్నాయి. బ్యాక్వర్డ్ ఏరియాస్, రిమోట్ ఏరియాస్. Of course, we are in Krishna district, but in Krishna district also lack of water facilities. Of course, you know, మీకు తెలుసో తెలీదో ఆ కృత్యమైన మండలాలు కానీ ఇంకా ఆ ఏరియాస్ ఉండే, ఎందుకంటే ఆల్రెడీ నేను అక్కడ ఉన్నాను కొంతకాలం. చాలా ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉండేది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మొన్న మన దగ్గరలోనే ఉంటుంది. ఎందుకంటే ఇన్ బ్యాక్వర్డ్ ఏరియాస్, ఇన్ remote areas, today also the number of population, the number of persons facing the water facility. Therefore, when the water facility is possible to the public, definitely they are healthy persons. Of course, if the water facilities are not available or favorable to the public, automatically they can feel the diseases, or they can feel the diseases, etc. Next, soil health card scheme. Of course, what is the use of this scheme? Nutrient status of their soil, appropriate use of fertilizers, leading to higher crop fields. Soil health card scheme is useful to the agricultural farmers regarding what topics are I am telling here. The topics are developed by the agricultural farmer with help of soil health schemes. Of course, soil health scheme, PMKSY, ENAM, etc. Any schemes are provided by the government. How to use that schemes by the agricultural farmers, how much knowledge they have regarding these schemes, etc. is the most important thing now. Technology and innovation improve agricultural development in India. Of course, technology is most important today also, you know, and also you and me also using the cell phones, how to get the matter or schemes or etc. You know, and I know. Of course, what is the use of the technology regarding agriculture? If there is information regarding the prices, markets, or etc., regarding anything regarding the agriculture sector, the farmers can try to know about the agricultural market through the technology. Of course, today also some persons or a large number of population in rural areas, they are not able to know about the technology, and also number of schemes they don't know. Therefore, that is the implement that can be implemented by the government. Of course, Raitu Bazars, etc., are in rural areas. Of course, however, the government can take a number of steps to implement that concept regarding the rural area agricultural laborers and farmers. Next, satellite images and drones. Of course, already yesterday, SARS are talked about this and analyzed and expressed their views regarding this. Of course, these are increasing the efficiency of the farming opportunities. Of course, drones and satellite images. If the farmer can use these methods, then the farmer can find out what are the defects existed in his land and how he will overcome them, etc. Therefore, satellite images and drones. Of course, these are not useful to the small size land holdings and marginal farmers. That means these farmers have not able to introduce or using the drones and satellite images. Of course, if there is any chance, definitely the rural area agriculture farmers can try to use this type of techniques. Next, technology is useful to the farmers to know the market information and eliminating intermediaries. Today also, of course, Raitu Bazars are there, but today also intermediaries or local market holders, local business persons plays an important role in the agricultural marketing. Therefore, definitely the government and the big landowners can try to remove or reducing the place of the intermediaries and the local business persons. New technology that increase crop yields, conserve water and improve soil fertilizers. Of course, today, for example, in India, a large number of resources are there, but only less percentage of the resources are utilized by the our Indian country, public or the government, etc. Therefore, due to the lack of technology, lack of capital, etc. Therefore, how to the existing resources, how we can use the existing resources in a optimum manner, in a right manner, when the agricultural farmers or we are also definitely using the existing resources in a optimum manner, definitely we can get some benefits. Of course, we can try to use or the farmers can try to use the existing resources, misuse or less use, definitely we cannot try to get the benefits. Therefore, our utilization of the resources are most important thing in any sector. Next, Krishi Vignan Kendras. Of course, what is the use of these Krishi Vignan Kendras? The scientists are invited from Krishi Vignan Kendras to motivate the farmers and to demonstrate the farmers. Of course, here is the one of the problem is there. మీకు తెలుసు ఆల్రెడీ మేము చిన్నపిల్లప్పుడు ఏంటంటే చదువు రానటువంటి కూలీలకు కానీ వాళ్ళకి కానీ ముఖ్యంగా నైట్ పనికి వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత మామూలుగా పాఠాలు అదే అక్షరాలు అవి నేర్పేవాడు. ఒకసారి వాళ్ళు తిరగబడి కొట్టేవాడు కూడా మీకు తెలుసో తెలియదు. కాబట్టి అఫ్ కోర్స్ ఏదైనా సరే మీకు కూడా తెలుసు, ఎందుకంటే పిల్లల్ని మేము కూడా ఎలా ట్రీట్ చేయాలి, ఎలా ఉండాలి ఏంటనేది మీకు కూడా తెలియదేం కాదు, మేము ఎలా ఉంటాం మీరు ఎలా ఉంటాం అనేది. కాబట్టి ముఖ్యంగా తీసుకున్నట్లయితే ఇక్కడ హౌ టు డెమాన్స్ట్రేట్ ద ఫార్మర్స్, హౌ టు మోటివేట్ దెమ్, how to create awareness regarding this among the agricultural farmers in rural area mainly. Therefore, these centers, that means Krishi Vignana Kendras, are useful to the farmers regarding this. Today, innovations in agriculture sector in India include the use of drones, sensors, AI and other technologies to improve crop yield and sustainability. Of course, you know about that. What is meant by sustainable development? Sustainable development is most important in any sector. That means already you have studied it. The existing resources can be utilizing by the existing people, and they will try to implement that resources for the needs of the future generations, which is called sustainable development. Therefore, this concept is most important regarding the agricultural sector and also industrial sector and service sector, etc. Of course, if we can use the existing resources fully, then after the generation, what is their position? Therefore, definitely we can try to implement that resources. Therefore, the concept of sustainable development regarding agriculture sector is the most important thing. Not only in agriculture sector, but also industrial and service sectors are also important. The biggest innovation in agriculture is the development of genetically modified crops. Genetically modified crops means corn, cotton, canola, potatoes, sugar beets, and alfalfa. Of course, new technology. When the new technology is introduced by the government or etc., any organization, how to use first, that is the important thing. Of course, if our agriculture farmers or any person can use in a right manner, definitely some benefits are there. For example, today cell phone, how many persons are using in a right manner? The large number of the students are the persons using only uh, not important points of point of view. Of course, they are using just ఏదో సరదాగా మాత్రం ఉపయోగిస్తున్నారు తప్ప ఎక్కువగా మాత్రం యూజ్ చేయట్లేదు. కాబట్టి ఏదైనప్పుడు కూడా ముఖ్యంగా మరి అగ్రికల్చర్ సెక్టర్ కనుక తీసుకుంటే టుడే ఆల్రెడీ I have talked about this. Since independence, today also agriculture sector plays an important role or crucial role or key role. Therefore, of course, I have told example also. Today also 50% of people also depends upon for their livelihood. Of course, the main thing is every student or the employee, after completion of their degree, PG or etc., definitely they will participate in agriculture sector. Of course, as a landowner, how to supervise the agricultural field. Of course, a laborer, of course, a small farmer's sons or etc. How to do work in agriculture sector. Definitely, I know about that. కాబట్టి మన స్టూడెంట్స్ కానీ ఎవరైనా సరే నాకు తెలిసినంత వరకు ఏంటంటే అగ్రికల్చర్ సెక్టర్ ఈజ్ ఓన్లీ ద రిసోర్స్ టు ప్రొవైడ్ ఆపర్చునిటీ టు ద పబ్లిక్ ఆఫ్టర్ ద కంప్లీషన్ ఆఫ్ అవర్ డిగ్రీ ఆల్సో. యూ నో అబౌట్ దట్. వాళ్ళు మీకు తెలుసు, చాలా మంది చదువుకున్నటువంటి వాళ్ళు కూడా చదువు ఎందుకంటే వర్క్ చూసుకుంటారు, ఉద్యోగాలు చూసుకుంటారు. అయినా కానీ ఈ టైంలో తప్పనిసరిగా కష్టపడి పనులు చేసేవాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు, చాలా డెవలప్ అయిన వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు, బాగా మంచి స్థితికి కూడా వెళ్ళినట్టున్నారు. కాబట్టి అగ్రికల్చర్ సెక్టర్ ఇప్పుడే కాదు ఎప్పుడు కూడా చాలా ప్రముఖమైనటువంటి పాత్ర వహిస్తుంది. దిస్ ఈజ్ మై ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ రిగార్డింగ్ మై పేపర్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Thank you, Dr. Ramarao Garu, for the very insightful lecture and presentation of your paper entitled Challenges and Opportunities of Rural India, a Study on Agriculture. He has highlighted both the challenges and along with the challenges, there are also opportunities. Successful person is one who uses a challenge as an opportunity. So that is an important theme he has overall in his presentation. He has also explained about why and how new technologies, their application is limited. Yesterday, in the course of the seminar, probably on all these things, there was some discussion, various new technologies. So now he says that yes, there are new technologies, but the implementation at the ground level is difficult. He has particularly highlighted one of the programs of the Government of India is Krishi Vignan Kendras. I also have a great admiration for this, where farmers should be enlightened and educated in science. And They should know more about the new cultivation methods, new crops, and alternative crops, and new technologies to save and conserve water, and not to use excess fertilizers and fertilizers. So these are the things that I like, particularly Krishi Vignan Kendras. Unfortunately, uh, there are many central schemes for agriculture. They are not coming down to states for two reasons. One is people who are in charge of such schemes cannot reach from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and Goa to Arunachal Pradesh. That is a big problem. Second thing is many state governments are not considering to implement central programs because the name will go to the central government. That is a problem. So this is something where we require a paradigm shift and attitude of the central government towards the state governments, and a very good federal system where center and the states are cooperative. In fact, when the Prime Minister came to power, he was talking about cooperative federalism. After these 10 years, I have seen that neither the center is cooperating with the states nor are the states. States always are looking at center with suspicion. So under these conditions, most of the central programs are for name's sake. They are not being excellent. I appreciate Dr. N. Rama Rao for presenting his paper. Probably a little bit of statistical analysis to taking any one aspect in his region would have done a good thing. Any other paper presenters? Dr. Adam, you have a paper? Dr. Adam, do you have a paper? No. Any other paper presenters? So can I give my presentation? My presentation is not really seriously, data based or really scholarly, and I want to you to focus on, for example, your own college. How much do you know about your college? Have you ever seriously looked at PB Siddhartha College emblem? Have you seen it without seeing anything? Can you imagine the emblem of PB Siddhartha College? What does the emblem show? If you want, if you do not know now, you see there, it is there. Emblem is very much there. Have you seen it? What is the main thing in the emblem? A hand and the two flowers, right? And if you see still more carefully, something is written from Sanskrit. Yeah, very good. So that is why Dr. Ramesh is your principal. He knows in and out of everything in your college, a nook and corner. And quickly he said, Atma Deepo Bhava. But do you know what it means? Atma Deepo Bhava. Atma Deepam ante enlighten, light. Bhava. Enlighten yourself. If you enlighten yourself, then you will be useful to society. And there is a story behind this Atma Deepo Bhava. In all Siddhartha colleges, this is the emblem and that is the motto, M-O-T-T-O, motto. Motto, emblem, motto, motive. Vision and mission changes from college to college. But emblem and motto are the same for all the colleges. Medical college, engineering college, law college, arts college, women's college, men's college. So many colleges are there for you. For them, common thing is the emblem, hand, and the motto, Atma Deepo. But what their vision and mission are slightly changed. So Atma Deepo Bhava is considered to be the last words of Gautama Buddha. On his deathbed, Gautam Buddha told his disciples, Atma Deepo Bhava, and died afterwards. That is the story. I believe that it is probably correct. It's not exactly before he uh, attained what is those days called as nirvana. Nirvana, it's called nirvana. A person attains such a power, such a yogic powers, that he can give up his life without having to go to a hospital and lie down and oxygen mask and all. The real Raja Yoga, if you do it, at an appropriate time, you can simply give up your life without any pain, no sadness, nothing. And Buddha was telling his disciples not to cry when he is going to die. Don't cry. If you are crying means you are not enlightened. If you are enlightened, you give light to others. So that is the basic philosophy of Siddhartha College. And whoever studies in Siddhartha College, those days, Parvatneni Brahmaya and late Parvatneni Brahmaya and all his followers, as a team, I am there. I was a man at those days. I joined in the same year in Andhra University as a lecturer in economics, when Siddhartha College was also started in 1975. If I have not become a lecturer in Andhra University, I would have tried to apply for a lecturer post in Siddhartha College. Because one of my students by name Mr. Ramesh, he got a job. He was my student. He was my student not because I am a lecturer at the time, but as a scholar. I taught him, and he always acknowledges my name whenever I come to Siddhartha College. He's retired now. Generally, whenever I come here, he will be also coming this time. Probably doesn't know. So this is the way you should take the philosophy of your college, what you learned here, to other places. Third year students have another 3 or 4 months left. So what have you learned, and what are you going to deliver to society? You should assess. Second year students have 1 year and 3-4 months. First year students have 2 years and 3-4 months. So those who are in the first year have more time to acquire more knowledge, and you make use of the multi-disciplines. You have so many disciplines in your college. Make friendship with other subjects students, particularly management students, management and economics. Make friendship with mathematics, statistics students, and increase your understanding of the subject of economics. Economics earlier was in combination with political science and history, and enrich yourselves. If you learn more of what India is and what the world is, and how the political systems function, you can vie for a position in UPSC, Union Public Service Commission. And in UPSC, those students with economics background, an exclusive job opportunity in what is called as IES, Indian Economic Service. So economic students are eligible for that. And you have a potential, if you crack, you use the word, cracking exam. You crack IES, Indian Economic Service, you can go up to the rank of Governor of Reserve Bank of India. Most of these fellows who crack IES are in, either in the banking, different central government, Ministry of Finance, and also higher level. They can reach up to the Chief Secretary, and they will be posted as in accounts and audit journal. Those things they can go into Reserve Bank, they can go into Banking Commission Board. So many thousands of opportunities are there. So you make use of your stay in economics. And again, Atma Deepo Bhava, not only you enlighten yourself, learn something, than wasting your time in college, and take that to get money, make a lot of money. You can become a very rich man if you choose institutions like Reserve Bank of India or Banking Commission's Board or stock market and other areas. You can enrich yourself by trading and other things. So economics provides a lot of opportunities to for you. Wherever I go, I make it a point to tell them this point that don't waste your time in your college and try to be something. In fact, my dear friend, and I always call him as my senior. My senior is very much here, sitting in front of you, Dr. Ramakrishna Prasad. His colleague has cracked in those days, 1971 or so, IELTS. Prem Prasad Babu, his name. He was probably retired and he may be an advisor or something like earning a lot of money. So that is one example. I don't know how many. There is one of my students, Dr. Lakshmi Narayana, who also cracked IES and who worked with RBI. So like that, you have a lot of opportunities. And having said that, don't think your stay here yesterday and today is a prison. I know Lieutenant Rohini sitting in the last row is deliberately sitting there in order to control you probably. Dr. Rohini, even when you are away, these boys and girls are behaving very well. I can vouch for that. So boys and girls, you try to, you might have learned a lot. I am not so pessimistic to say that you have not learned anything, but you can still learn a lot, particularly first, second year students. Reaffirm that you will learn something and go from Siddhartha College. Many students who left Siddhartha College are in very high positions, not because of their own virtue, but because of teachers like Dr. Ramesh. I am associated with this. So having said that, let me not waste much time and come back to the main aspect of our seminar. I have come at the back end of the seminar. I don't know what are the topics that were discussed yesterday, but I want to focus on one particular program of central government, which probably you all know, called as Vikasit Bharat. Heard about Vikasit Bharat? Vikasit means development. India is arguably a middle income country. Arguably a middle income country because those who are critical of India, India is underdeveloped country. Still, those who are considering India to be without any pessimistic outlook say that India is a middle income country. Today, per capita income is more than 1 lakh rupees. About 1 lakh 40,000 or 1 lakh 50,000 in current prices. So, on an average, a person will get almost about 12 to 50,000 rupees per month, which is enough to manage. But that is not sufficient. Countries like United States have 30,000 US dollars per capita. 30,000 multiplied by 80, about 80 rupees. Today is 84 or 85 rupees. Yeah. So that is their so we by 2047 under the Vikasit Bharat scheme, India's per capita income has to go up to 30,000 multiplied by 80 rupees, about 24 lakhs per annum, if I am right. From almost 10 times it has to raise. But the number of years are only 22. Within 22 years, we have to go 10 times our per capita. In Urdu, there is a very familiar saying, Mushkil hai, mumkin nahi. Mushkil, difficult, but not impossible. Mushkil, but mumkin nahi. So, what is this is so audacious on the part of our Prime Minister to declare Vikasit Bharat. All right, if you say Vikasit Bharat, even the Andhra Pradesh government, the present government, I mean to say, when they came to power, they have a vision. They have a vision. They wanted to develop the state to reach a higher level. Again, same 2047. Isn't it? 2047, Andhra Pradesh government has a vision. But that is not as ambitious as that of Narendra Modi's Vikasit Bharat, which says that India has to will reach a developed country. Developed country. That is the main thrust. So as I said, it is difficult, but not impossible. Yeah. What actually is holding us back? What Mr. Modi or the think tank, everything is they are saying about Modi, I somehow don't like it. For everything good, any good happens, Modi followers say it is Modi, Modi. If anything happens, they keep quiet and opposition leaders say Modi is the reason for this. So let us not say that Modi is a person, he is not an economist, he is not a scientist, he is not a agriculturist, he is not even a teacher like you and I. People doubt about his really whether he was sitting in a class or not. So the Modi is our prime minister who gives some guiding principles and who has a face every kind. Like you have Dr. Meka Ramesh as a face of Siddhartha Arts College, right? He's a face. He inspires other departments like economics, management, all other departments by his presence. He sits in the chair means everybody will be in attention. I know that. When I came in, tried to come in, also that man did not allow me to come in. Then I said, I come to meet the principal. Oh, please, sir, come, please, sir. So that is, you need a face. That is how we should look at it. There is a think tank, a group of eminent people who formulate policies to achieve a certain goal. So that is how it happens. And what I feel is that what is the philosophy of this Vikasit Bharat or the government of India? Earlier, when the UPA government was ruling, and UPA means basically one particular political party, basically, since independence. Their policy is basically reflected in the preamble. Our preamble is Sovereign Democratic Republic. Original preamble is Sovereign Democratic Republic. Eventually, we have included socialism and secularism. So, where did this socialism come from? Socialism is a kind of inspiration we received from Western countries. In fact, Nehru's socialism is called as Fabian socialism. Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, his philosophy is socialism. Basically, that means everybody should be equal. Everybody should get equal opportunities and all that. It is a borrowed Western philosophy. Fabian socialism, when he was studying in Cambridge University, he was exposed to Fabian socialists. So he imbibed that, and when he came to India, he tried to spread socialism. And to a large extent, that impact is felt. That is also the policy of Ambedkar and others who are the think tank during those times, and it has spread into our constitution and all the provisions in the constitution. So up to some point it did well, but you know what? Communism or socialism has the problem of inefficiency, excessive bureaucracy, and lack of enterprise. So these are realized by the end of 1990s, and by 1990s they wanted to slightly tamper with the existing socialist pattern of society and introduce the liberalization, privatization, and globalization. So that is how slowly socialism was, cut short. The extent to which it can work, that part it is kept in a fabric, and new ingredients like privatization, globalization, and liberal licensing and other things. So later, after Vajpayee became our prime minister sometime early 2000. There is again some change. What is the philosophy then of the other group other than Congress? That is basically integral humanism. Integral humanism. That is the philosophy of the right. These are called as right-wing parties. I have no admiration for either this or that. I am a government servant still, receiving money from both central government and state government under different schemes. So I have to talk only impartial. Okay, I don't want to spell out my feelings. And I am not. I'll be a hypocrite if I say I don't have any feelings. I have my own feelings, but yet I see what is the intent. The intent of the earlier parties, that is center left, that is called as center left. Most of these religious activities and Ayodhya issues are done during their time. Congress only has opened the gates of Ram Temple, is it not? So what kind of party it is? It is a central left. It is central, but leftist basically. Now new team has come, new government has come. It is center right. Or some people say it is far right. Some of the slogans dictated by the party or other affiliated parties like Hindu Mahasabha and others. If you take, they sound like as if it is far right. But now, in my opinion, after seeing all these programs, particularly the philosophy of integral humanism, I would say that the current regime is slightly more inclined towards the center. What is this integral humanism? When a newspaper fellow or TV fellow posed a question to our Prime Minister in about 3 or 4 days back about what are you doing with Adani, he did not give any direct answer. He has the style of lateral, giving answers laterally, not straight to the point. Vasudhaika Kutumbam. He used the word, India is a Vasudhaika Kutumbam. Actually, the core philosophy of him has come out. That is not actually the answer for the question put by newspaper fellow. He used the word Vasudhaika Kutumbam. That is the essential principle, philosophy of integral humanism, where universal brotherhood is essential principle. And more importantly, now we are actually coming into the impact of technology in agriculture. More importantly, the integral humanism has to do with the integration of body, mind, intellect, and soul. Body, mind, intellect, and soul. These four have to be integrated. What happened before or what is happening till now is that people are thinking in different directions. There is no integration of your body's own abilities, these four. You have a body, you have a personality, you have to take care of your body. You should not get involved into wrong things, to abuse your body. And also fill your mind with unnecessary things or bad things. And try to pursue intellect, knowledge. And try to be pure in heart. These four. These are the two principles of integral humanism of the present setup, which you see now. If really all our young men and women realize the importance of universal brotherhood, everybody is the same, no caste, no religion, all are one and the same. That is the Vasudhaika Kutumbam, or what is called as brotherhood. Second thing is, if you purify your mind, if you purify your body, that means purifying body is not eating chaat or biryani, right? That is where we abuse, eating what is not necessary, drinking what is not good. Thereby we abuse our bodies. So that is very important. We need able-bodied persons to our country. Strong person, physically strong persons in our country. That is what the philosophy is. And also we should not pollute our mind with hatred and other things. And always try to know what is happening. Today, yesterday, so many important points are mentioned here. What are they? Have I anything to do with it? Can I get something out of it? Right? That is how you have to improve your intellectual skills, intellectual person. And if you are, whatever faith yours is, whatever religion you belong to, all religions say one thing: purify your heart. Which religion will tell you to kill or to rape or to do bad things, read the pornography? Which religion will say? Every religion will say, you purify your heart, your soul, get control of your soul, make it pure. So if India can, right now I think there is about 10 to 20% persons in the country, young men and women, that is the demographic dividend we call. About 30% of our population is in the age group of 15 to 45 or something like that, right? In these 30%, if 10% are having these characters in pursuit of purifying heart, mind and soul, then that if number increases to 20% and all 90% of the demographic dividend, that is people within the age group of 15 to 45 are strong in all these four aspects and do not discriminate each other. Is it not possible to attain advance the country's status by 2047? Mushkil, but not difficult. So that is the actual philosophy of Viksit Bharat. What I did not go into any other ideology of BJP or RSS or anything. I tried to use my own, with all my experience. I traveled through, absolute communism to extremist rightist ideas. When I was a student, radicals, to be a radical is a fashion. To call yourself as a communist is a fashion. Do you know that? Marxist, they say, to belong to SFI or AIS is a fashion those days. There are no other parties, no hero worship, no N.T. Ramarao followers or Nageshwar Rao followers. We used to like them, that's all. Today, we have different, things. Now you have to unify them and develop the country. That is the idea of Viksit Bharat. That is how I felt, and I am trying to tell from my own experience. How from extremism, from actually SFI, ASFI, boys are not satisfied. Then RSU has come, then PDSU has come, right? Naxalites have come, extreme. So where are they now? In our university, NSUI and also Telugu Desam Party Youth, something like that, I am seeing now. And also BJP has its own youth wing, right? So times have changed. So I am trying to see in the course of time how the outlook of people have changed, how all of that got concentrated in the philosophy of a ruling party. So that is how I see Viksit Bharat. So what is this Viksit Bharat? Make India advanced country by 2047, by which time India will get 100 years of independence. And it has, I don't want to go into overall Viksit Bharat because the topic is only agriculture and rural development. With regard to agriculture and rural development, again, I am more focused on agriculture than rural development. Modern farming is one important thing under Viksit Bharat. Increasing the productivity in the agriculture sector is the second important objective of Viksit Bharat. And welfare of small, marginal and medium farmers, these three categories. Welfare of farmers, basically special focus on marginal, small and medium farmers. And then environmental aspect of agriculture, sustainability of agriculture. And Dr. Ramarao also mentioned about sustainability of agriculture sector, how we can make. These are 4 pillars, they say, of Viksit Bharat, with reference to agriculture. Modernization of farming has a lot to do with modern technologies. Also, increase in productivity. That means per labor output. In economics, you might have studied marginal product of labor, MPL. You know, delta Y by delta L, right? Change in the output for a given change in the number of workers. That is marginal product of labor. Right? That has to increase. That is productivity. That has to increase. How can it increase? Body, mind, and intellect, and purity of path. That is what the philosophy of Viksit Bharat is. You have to be strong to cultivate. Agriculture is, as our Dr. Ramarao Garu is saying, vagaries of monsoons. It started with that, the constraints of monsoons. So even if they are exposed to so much sun or so much rain or so much cold, so this is where you have to have a strong body. And then welfare of the farmers, particularly marginal small and medium farmers, is more to do with what the food security and health and finances do. These 3 areas already Government of India and also state government are covering. There are a lot of schemes, health schemes, both by the center and the state government to increase the productivity of labor. Unless a labor is, the number of days lost due to ill health is reduced, you cannot increase the productivity. That is what you studied in economics. Similarly, you should have access to credit. Banking and corporate cooperative societies, you have to strengthen them, and also you have to strengthen individual finances, promote saving habit in the people, and then bring in programs where you use lesser water than necessary, lesser fertilizer than necessary, lesser pesticide than necessary, lesser land than necessary. So that is what our Viksit Bharat says about sustainability of then only agriculture will sustain. We as you know, economic development takes place. Even now, compared to 20 years back, Vijayawada city has been growing every direction, east, west, north, south. There is no land, literally. So you in the next 22 years, that is when India is going to become an advanced country. What is the shape of Vijayawada is going to be? All the agricultural lands are going to become urban lands. The major problem with Amaravati is that agricultural lands are going to be used for urbanization. That is a major problem, but they successfully negotiated it and shown theoretically and also practically how the loss of land due to urban capital city is more than compensated. So that should be the vision next 22 years. Cities will have to expand. Cities will expand, no question. More and more of us will become urbanized. Urban areas are the centers for all knowledge, not the rural areas. So we have to be prepared for that. In that context, I try to prepare a few slides to show how we can use lesser water. Water scarcity is there. Underground water is highly contaminated. City or even the rural area. In underground water of cities is contaminated mostly due to mercury. Mercury is the main villain in urban areas. So let us forget about for the time being urban areas. Go to rural areas. Rural areas, canals, tanks, rivers, and underground water is contaminated by residue of fertilizers and pesticides. That is a big problem. And also we are using more water than necessary, and we are using cultivating crops which require more water than necessary. Apart from that, Then in economics, you might have studied about these concepts called as optimization, maximization, and minimization. Right now, with regard to water, there is maximization. So many hydroelectric projects are built, so many canals are built, so many cuts are made. Polavaram is coming up very fast. So we are trying to supply more water to existing crops. Right. Since the last 100 years, the area of land under cultivation is almost the same. In fact, it has reduced. Extensive cultivation is not much in India, if I am right. Extensive cultivation, that means we are not acquiring forests and other areas to cultivate. That has stopped. So what is happening is intensive cultivation. Intensive cultivation required more water. That's why we have built Nagarjuna Sagar, Sri Sailam and Polavaram, so many Narayana project, so many we have built. So water, we are pumping more and more water to agriculture. And we are growing more water feeding products. So we have to stop somewhere, say stop this much water. So then what will happen? We have to produce crop which use less water or existing water from all these reservoirs or rain, whichever it is. So there are specific technological innovations to see that existing water is optimally utilized. In some cases, minimized. So some of the things that I am going to show, actually I am concentrating on two aspects. One is smart irrigation. As I said, we have now reached a stage where there is no chance for more water. More water, there is no chance. So with the existing water, how to go for how to use the existing water to a optimum level. That is one thing. And second thing is, in agriculture, if you see nearby canal lands get more water. Far away lands get less water, and there are so many problems farmers are facing in courts. Legal problems are there for farmers because of this negative aspect. So what we have to do is we have to use precision ways, even if a land is far away. In fact, in microeconomics, you studied Ricardo's rent theory. Ricardo's rent theory, one of the ingredients of Ricardo's rent theory is that land is not only subjected to diminishing returns, but also the rent varies from one place to other place, mainly because of, in my opinion, irrigation in the current context. So precision farming and smart irrigation are the two concepts that I would like to consider in explaining. In precision farming, we have new technologies. Yesterday, some computer sciences people might have discussed with you Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, and cloud computing, and very latest, just a few days back, Microsoft announced what is called as quantum computing. Really, these are the things which will help us to use technology to provide optimum amount of water. If you go to market, people ask for Kannur Sona Masuri, Nellur Molakolukundu, right? I don't know how many of us are consuming Guntur rice or Bandar rice. In market, mostly only though they are found. The reason is the land is more fertile in Nellur and Kurnool. You understand? The land. And probably the water supply, the use of fertilizers are different. Very recently, World Bank has announced that there is one village called Nambur in Guntur district, where there is Nagarjuna University also. Nambur is adjacent to Guntur. World Health Organization said that the black gram produced in Nambur village has highest percentage of pesticide. Don't consume. Similarly, there is one region in Haryana. Haryana, there is one village, I don't remember the name of the village. From that village to Delhi AIMS, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, there is a train. From that village to that. You know what? The train is called as cancer train. People in that village are mostly exposed to cancer. And very late, just about 20-30 years back only, they came to know that the land has uranium deposits. So, the different lands, Ricardo's theory is 100% correct. Different lands have not only different rents, but also different quality. Accordingly produce. If you take one bag of rice, a bag of rice contains a billion rice particles, but all of them have the same percentage of moisture and water. And if you actually expose it without use for a long time, outer part will get fungus. Inner part will also get some other bacteria entering. So that much is the difference at the micro level of agriculture products. So you have to find out a way to carefully supply pesticide so that all the rice grains will be having equal amount of resistance towards fungus or bacteria or what. So this is where Internet of Things help. It connects different devices and systems and exchange data. At a micro level, it will help a lot to correctly provide water and exact amount of pesticide and fertilizer to crops. And through artificial intelligence also, we can see that farmers basically use their own intelligence. Right? That's very good. I appreciate our Indian farmers. They can detect when the rains will come and what is the fertility of land. They can easily tell. And there are some very extraordinary farmers who can also tell whether water will be there in the farmland or not. They use some indigenous way to estimate whether a well can be dug. I appreciate, but that is not sufficient. The modern through artificial intelligence, we can detect where, what is the problem of the land, how to solve it, and what are the types of measures that we have to take. And then there is a machine learning. Machine learning is if you use a tractor or to cultivate a land, it will there is no need for a driver. It will do it on its own. Drone technology, for example, is a part of machine learning. Yesterday in seminar, probably some of them might have explained to you what is actually machine learning. And then cloud computing, taking all the data in different regions in Andhra Pradesh and finding a suitable method of production in Rayalaseema region. And I tell you that if India is going to become a developed country by 2047, all these places who are hitherto considered as Rajasthan and other places hitherto considered as desert areas will become fully grown. So these are the technologies used to optimally utilize the resources. And most recently, quantum computing has come. Quantum computing is where artificial intelligence and machine learning and cloud computing are combined to produce optimum estimates of use of technology for various production processes. Only a few days back, Mariana, that is the name given to it by Microsoft, imagine that quantum computer, small computer of the size of your cell phone, is given to every farmer, and he can himself assess and do accordingly is something which will take us forward. What are the components? Quickly, I will go through. Smart irrigation. Uh, Smart irrigation is where optimum utilization of water for crops is given through sensors, through data analytics, automation, and communication. These smart methods of providing water to agriculture will help water conservation, increased seed crop yield, reduced energy consumption, and improved crop quality. The technologies that I mentioned, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, machine learning, cloud computing, but you can also add the quantum computing as helpful for irrigation. And then precision farming techniques. How many of you know how to use GPS? GPS ఎంతమంది వాడగలరు చేతులు ఎత్తండి మీ సెల్ ఫోన్లో GPS అని ఒకటి ఉంది. ఈ GPS తో మనం ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళాలన్నా వెళ్ళిపోవచ్చు కదా, అది పెట్టుకొని అది దారి చూపిస్తుంది. సో GPS and GIS, information system, global positioning system and global information system. Everywhere in the country or in the district or in Andhra Pradesh, what are the prices of products, how they are producing the output, and what are the ingredients they are using, in what percentages they are using fertilizers and pesticides can be quickly got through GIS, global information system. And a variable rate application is, for example, as I said, Namburu has more fertilizer in black gram. So Namburu farmers are not aware. Even if you tell them reduce the pesticide by 50%, they don't do it. There is a competition among themselves. Plus, these pesticide industries are interested in selling more pesticide to farmers. So now they will be knowing exactly how much they can use and how this can vary depending upon weather, moisture. In your cell phones, you will see three things. One is the temperature. Just see. What is the temperature today in Siddhartha? There is AQI. Did you ever see AQI? AQI, Air Quality Index. AQI is Air Quality Index. You will see it in your cell phone. That is the latest. So Air Quality Index helps you to know what is the amount of pollution. 52 and less is correct. More than 52, it is high. Very recently, just about a few months back, I have seen my cell phone, Samsung, gave me, when I updated my cell phone, they gave me UV percentage, UV light. Which time is best time to go out? If you go out, you are exposed to ultraviolet light, UV light, right? But girls. So to overcome that, business people, industries are making creams, expensive creams, pH factor creams you apply and you can go to sunlight. All the film stars who are doing, dancing in the sun, noon, mostly mid-noon pictures are filmed because sun shadows won't fall on your head. So the films are mostly made during mid-noon. At that time, highest ultraviolet light will be there. People losing the hair, people developing pigmentation, and all the. So now our cell phone gives you UV light also. If you check your smartphone, you will get it. What is the UV now? Right now, if you ask it, it will give you. What is the AQI? AQI is automatically given in my cell phone. Every morning I get it. Air Quality Index. In Vijayawada is one of the most polluted cities in Andhra Pradesh, and it is more than 100. Right now, if you see, it should be more than 100. So these things, if you provide to farmers, so they will be able to do well. Precision irrigation is already I discussed, and the crop monitoring, as the seeds are put, as they become tender crops and grow up and up, and water, exact water content, not excess water, less water. Even farmlands closer to the canal and the faraway places can have the same amount of water if this is used by farmers. And then the yield mapping. What are the per acre? How much is produced in Kankipadu? How much is produced in Bandar? How much is produced in Nandigama? These are the yield mapping which you can get through computers. And also soil sensing. What is the salinity of the soil? What is the pH factor in the soil? These things can be known. Then autonomous farming is where there is no need for farmer. As I said again, you have a lot of vagaries of agriculture where farmers become sick and mandates are lost. So at one time, up to some point, farmers actually get into the field, and other times the automatic mechanism, automation can be done in agriculture so that watering, level of use of pesticide and fertilizers are automatically adjusted so that you can minimize the use of fertilizers and pesticides. Similarly, artificial intelligence and machine learning, already I mentioned to you. Internet of Things, I mentioned to you. So what are the gains from what are the gains from these innovations in farming? Increased efficiency, we can better use of inputs, and optimum output is something which will lead to increased efficiency, and also excessive costs on use of fertilizers, pesticides, and use of water and other things will reduce, and cost of production will reduce. In the long run, as we are already talking about sustainable environment will be better if you use lesser water. One of the things I would like to highlight is rice that we cultivate, rice, paddy cultivation is considered as one of the reasons for ozone hole. Rice uses a lot of water, right? So a large sheet of water, plants are merged with it, they produce what is called as methane. This methane gas goes up and causes a ozone hole. So you optimum use of water and lesser, even if you can contain methane production by rice seed production by 50%, it will be a great favor to the environment. So that is how long-term sustainability is possible. And also, as you optimally use inputs to agriculture, output will be higher output will be there. And also, when you use scientific ways to cultivate, crop, all rice will be the same as Kurnool, Sona Masuri or Nellore Malabar. Same all over Andhra Pradesh. Same type of nutritively good, qualitative rice or other things can be produced. And also fruits and vegetables. Too much fertilizer is used, is it not? They become so big. So farmers don't know how to optimally use. There is a when I was actually as a researcher, when I went and talked with farmers, they say that there is a competition. If I don't use, I have a feeling that my pumpkin will be small, my snake guard will be not long enough. So they don't know without anything else. If they can be provided with these quantum computers, as we are provided with cell phones, and if they are also imparted with this knowledge, then better quality output will come. So these are the things that I would like to say. And finally, what is that you and I can do? What is that you and I? You what means the students, and as a teacher, what I can do? Right now, you have your teacher, Dr. Rohini, who is an NCC officer. I said, I am told, and she distinguished herself by excelling in that area and becoming given the position as a lieutenant permanently. She is a lieutenant permanently. So Lieutenant Dr. Rohini, NCC, there is NSS also. So, either what you are doing is you are going to the streets and cleaning them. You are giving adult literacy programs. Going to villages where weaker sections are there and trying to teach them how to be clean. Now that paradigm has changed. You have to come out of that. You come out of that and adopt a new ways to educate rural people and farmers by helping them with the help of computer science students or others, and enable these farmers to know the latest what is latest going on and how they can, as Dr. Ramarao has mentioned, this very good program I saw, Krishi Vignan Kendras. You can activate them. There are many central government, state government programs which are not working because nobody is showing any interest. Nobody is showing it. So you can activate yourself and do that. How can you activate yourself and do that? Again, come back to square one. Square one. Square one is integration of body, mind, intellect, and soul. And considering everybody as equal and not feel superior and not to do things. So with these few words, I thank you for patiently listening to my explanation, and I hope the remaining part of the seminar will go well. And if there are any other speakers, if students have questions, if students have questions, you can ask me or Dr. Ramarao or anybody here. And before that, I would like to give the mic to Dr. Ramakrishna Prasad to say a few things on agriculture and yeah. Madam Rohini says that we'll have a break. Yeah, we'll have a break and have tea and come back. And then we'll have two important presenters, Dr. Ramakrishna Prasad and Dr. Rahman, the management man, he is also with speak.
Next. Sir, 2 minutes. Okay. ఒక 10 minutes break తీసుకుందామా? సార్ టీ తాగేస్తాం. టీ అండ్ స్నాక్స్ ఉన్నాయి. అయితే మీరందరూ కూడా మీ మొబైల్స్ మీ కుర్చీలో పెట్టి బయటికి రావాలి ఒక్కొక్కరు. Everybody keep your mobile in your chairs and come out. Don't bring your mobiles. 10 minutes break for snacks. 10 minutes. First year girls. First year girls come. Second year girls, keep your mobiles there and come out. Fast. Ruksan. Randy.
రహమాన్ గారు రండి.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome my good student, Dr. Surya Prakash Rao, who was your lecturer here. And I also welcome Dr. Rajesh Chaudhary. And now I request Dr. Ramakrishna Prasad to say a few things about and his observations on this seminar. Dr. Ramakrishna Prasad is a very good speaker and Sanskrit scholar, but economics. He's a lecturer in economics, was a lecturer in economics.
ಶಾರದ ನೆಲದೆಂದು ಘನಸಾರ ಪಟೀರ ಮರಾಳ ಮಲ್ಲಿಕಾಹಾರ ತುಷಾರ ಫೇಣ ರಜಿತಾಚಲ ಕಾಶ್ಯ ಪನೀಸ ಕುಂದ మందార సుధాపరి. అమ్మవారంటే ఆవిడ చదువు వరకు వస్తుంది. నేను మది గానగా నన్నడగలుగు భారతి వాడికి వస్తుంది. అలా చదువుకోవటం కోసం ఇప్పుడు వచ్చేటువంటి విద్యార్థులకు ఆ భగవంతుని ఆశీర్వాదం కలగాలని ముందుగా వారు ప్రార్థిస్తూ, ఈ సెమినార్ ఉద్దేశం ఏమిటి? అసలు ఎందుకు పెట్టారు సెమినార్? టు బిల్డ్ కన్స్ట్రక్టివ్ సజెషన్స్. ఇక్కడ వీళ్ళు ఏం చెప్పారంటే, సజెషన్స్ ఎట్లా ఉండాలి? నాకు తోచింది చెప్పటమేనా, అదేనా ఆచరణలో పెట్టాలి. పరిశీలన, పరిశోధన, విచారణ, ఆచరణ. ఆ విధంగా పరిశీలన చేసి ఈ విషయాన్ని గురించి నిష్ణాతులైనటువంటి పెద్దలు ఏం చెప్తారు, ఏం విందాం, మనం ఏం చేయాలి అనే ఉద్దేశంతో చెప్పారు. ఈ కన్స్ట్రక్టివ్ సజెషన్స్, ఇన్నోవేటివ్ సజెషన్స్ ఏమిటవి? ఇన్నోవేషన్ అంటే అసలు ఏమిటి? డిస్కవరీ, ఇన్నోవేషన్. కొలంబస్ డిస్కవర్డ్ అమెరికా, మార్కోని ఇన్వెంటెడ్ రేడియో. లేని దానికి అనుకో. ఎట్లా సాధ్యమవుతుంది? ఇది అవసరంతోనే సాధ్యమవుతుంది. ఇక్కడ ఈ రోజున వచ్చిన మన ప్రొఫెసర్ గారి గురించి, కొంతమంది పెద్దల గురించి కొన్ని మంచి మాటలు చెప్పుకుందాం. రాజుగారు ఆయన విద్యార్థుల గుండెపై రోజా, ఆయన విజ్ఞానం తాజా, ఆయన పాఠం కాకినాడ కాజా. ఆయనకి అందరూ చేస్తారు పూజ. మా చేను పండాల, మా నాన్న తేవాల, మా అమ్మ వండాల, మా కడుపు నిండాలి. ఇది అగ్రికల్చర్. సస్టైనబుల్ డెవలప్మెంట్, ఇంక్లూజివ్ గ్రోత్ అంటే ఏమిటి? ఇంక్లూజివ్ గ్రోత్ అంటే చివరన ఉన్నటువంటి మారుమూల గ్రామాల్లో ఉన్నటువంటి పరిస్థితి మీకు తెలుసా? పుట్టలో ఒక పెద్ద పొడుగాటి తీగ పెట్టి దాని మీద ఎక్కినటువంటి చీమల్ని తిని బతుకుతున్నారు. భారతదేశం 324 మిలియన్ల విద్యార్థులు రెండో పూట భోజనం లేకుండా రాత్రి పడుకుంటున్నారు ఖాళీ కడుపు మీద. ఎంత అదృష్టవంతులు మీరు నేను. 2 పూట్ల భోజనం చేస్తున్నాం, అరక్కపోతే మనం ఉపోషం ఉంటున్నాం. ఉపోషణం అట్లేదు, ఉపవాసం. సమీపంలో ఉపవాసం ఉంటాం. ఎవరికి పెట్టారు అది? అరగనవాడికి పెట్టారు. అయితే ఎందుకు గడపడినట్లు కారణం ఏంటి? మన మార్కెట్కి ఎప్పుడైనా వెళ్ళారా మీరు? మార్కెట్లో వెళ్తున్నటువంటి ఒక ఇంటి యజమానురాలు ఆవిడ వస్తువులు కొంటుంది. అని అడిగింది, ఎంత కిలో అంది. 125 రూపాయలు అన్నాడు. అదేంటి అంత అండి? మాకేం తెలుసండి, మేము కొనుక్కున్న దాన్ని మీరు వేసుకోవాలి కదా, కొంత కొన్నా ఉన్నాం. 125 రూపాయలు. ఆ పక్కనే ఒక ఆయన మోసవాడు కూర్చున్నాడు, నెత్తి ఇలా బతుకుంటున్నాడు. ఏంటండి నెత్తి బతుకుంటారు? నాకు తెలియదు కూడా ఉంటాడుగా అడుగుతాడు. అక్కడ ఒక మాట చెప్పాడు, నేను రైతునండి, టమాటాలు పండించాను, నాకు కాస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ రావట్లేదు అన్నాడు. రైతుకి పండించే రైతుకి ఏమీ లాభం లేదు, తినేటువంటి వినియోగదారుడికి ఏం లాభం లేదు. ఎవరు బాగుపడుతున్నారు? దిస్ ఈజ్ వాట్ వీ వాంట్. ఈ 125 మంది ఎవరికి ఎక్కడ పోవాలిగా. దీన్ని చేయటానికి అసలు ఆకలి పుట్టాల, నిద్ర పట్టాల, ఆలోచన తట్టాల, ఆచరణలో పెట్టాలి. అందుకని ఈ సెమినార్ ఉంది. నేను వచ్చాను, ఏమిటి ఇక్కడ ఏదైనా ఉన్నదాన్ని ఏదైనా చూద్దాం తెలుసుకుందామని వచ్చాను. తెలుసుకున్న విషయం ఇప్పుడు చెప్పను, తెలుసుకోవాల్సిన విషయం అసలు ఏమీ లేదు. ఎప్పుడు చూసినా సరే ఇంటర్నెట్లో ఏమున్నదో ట్రూ కాపీ వస్తుంది. తప్పు చెప్పు నాకు అభ్యంతరంలా, నువ్వు రాంగ్ చెప్పు నాకు అభ్యంతరంలా, నీ ఒరిజినల్గా ఏమన్నా ఉందా? ఏ రాజులు ఏలినా, ఏ కోటలు కూలినా, ఏ జెండా ఎగిరినా, ఏ గుండా ఒరిగినా, నే తొక్కాలైనా రిక్ష, నా చెమటే నాకు రక్ష. చెమటోడ్చి కష్టపడుతున్నటువంటి రైతుకి ఏమీ లేకుండా పరిస్థితి ఎందుకు వచ్చింది? ఎవరన్నా ఆలోచించారా? చెప్తూనే చెప్పాను, ప్రాజెక్టులు కడతావా? అసలు అక్కర్లేదు. రైతు ఓ మాట చెప్పాడు, ఆ రైతు చెప్పిన మాట ఉదాహరణతో చెప్తా. కాలేజీలో, మా గవర్నమెంట్ కాలేజీల్లో అమ్మాయిలు వస్తారు పల్లెటూరు నుంచి, అబ్బాయిలు వస్తారు. మువ్వల నవ్వకల ముద్దమందారమ్మ, ఈ పాట వద్దు కదా. గాలికి సంకెళ్ళేసింది అటువంటి అమ్మాయి 3 ఏళ్ల తర్వాత కనిపించింది. ఏమిటి అలా చిక్కిపోయి ఉన్నావు అని ఆమె మాట చెప్తుంది, నాకు పెళ్లి చేశారండి, నా బతుకు పాటు చేశారండి. ఏమిటి దీనికి ఉదాహరణ ఎందుకు మీకు కావాలి? రైతులు అదే అంటున్నారు, మా బతుకు మమ్మల్ని బతకనీయకుండా వీళ్ళంతా చేరి పేరు పెట్టి ఈ పేర్లు ఆ పేర్లు చెప్పి పేర్లు మారిస్తే బాధలు పడతాయా? జెండా మారిస్తే పరిపాలన మారుతుందా? పాత్ర మారిస్తే రుచి మారుతుంది. కనుక ఏం కావాలి, ఏ పంట పండించాలి, ఎందుకని రైతు బాధపడుతున్నాడు? రైతుకు తెలిసినట్టుగా ఇంకెవరికైనా తెలుసా? నిజంగా తెలియదు, నిజంగా తెలియదు. ఆకలి వేసిన వాడికి ఆకలి గురించి తెలుస్తుందా? బయటకు వచ్చిన కబుర్లు చెప్పడం తెలుస్తుందా? యు నో ది రియల్ హంగర్, వాడికి బాగా తెలుస్తుంది. రైతు మాట చెప్పండి, నాకు అడిగాను, ఏమైనా మీరు ఎందుకు ఇంత బాధపడతారని. మాకు మమ్మల్ని ఏ విధంగా పంటలు వేయాలో వాళ్ళెవరో చెప్తున్నారంటే మేము కదా. మా తాత చెప్పినట్టుగా నేను వింటే బాగుపడతాను. ఆయన చెప్పాడు నిజం. అసలు ఈ అనేక ఇవన్నీ వస్తున్నాయే కనుక డ్రోన్లు మాకు అవే అక్కర్లా. కుక్కలు చెప్తాయి ఎప్పుడు మన వస్తుంది, పక్షులు చెప్తాయి ఎప్పుడు ఏది వస్తుందో. వాళ్ళు చెప్పారు అన్నమాట. మేఘాలు ఎప్పుడు ఎలా తిరుగుతాయో ఆ సందేశం వదిలేస్తున్నారు. రైతుల్ని వాళ్ళ బతుకు వాళ్ళ బతకనిస్తే చాలా హాయిగా ఉంటారనేది నా అబ్జర్వేషన్. ఇదంతా మన గొప్ప కోసం చదువుకున్న చదువు ఒకటి ఉంది కదా, ఆ చదువు అంతా ఉపయోగపడాలి కదా కాగితాల మీద. కాగితాలు ఉన్నది జీవితాల్లోకి రావాలి. ఇప్పుడు బాధ ఏంటంటే అన్ని కాగితాల మీద ఉంటాయి, జీవితాలు లేవు. జీవితం నేర్పే అనుభవాన్ని కాగితం నేర్పుతుందా, పుస్తకం నేర్పుతుందా? లేదు. జీవితం నేర్చుకోవాలి. విద్యా ప్రమాణాలు పడిపోయాయి, సినిమా ప్రమాణాలు పడిపోయాయి, రైతు ప్రమాణాలు పడిపోయాయని ఎవరన్నా అంటారా? రైతు ప్రమాణం పడింది ఎవరన్నా అంటారా? జీవన ప్రమాణం పడిపోయినంతే. ఆయన ఎప్పుడు బాగున్నాడు, ఇప్పుడు బాగున్నాడు, ఇంకేపుతున్నా బాగుంటాడు. ఎందుకంటే ఆయనకి పాఠం చెప్పింది ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్, అనుభవం, పుస్తకాలు కాదు. కనుక వాటి బట్టి మా బ్రతికిద్దాం అనేది ఒక అబ్జర్వేషన్. ఇంకో విషయం ఏంటంటే ఈ సెమినార్ మొత్తంలో నేను విన్నది నిర్ణయపడి వచ్చాను. ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్లో జరుగుతున్న విషయం ఏంటి, చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు గారు ఏమంటున్నారు మనం తెలుసుకోవాల్సిందే. నేచురల్ ఫార్మింగ్ ఈజ్ మై డ్రీమ్ అన్నారు చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు గారు. అన్నమాట నా కళ అన్నారు. పెస్టిసైడ్స్ వాడద్దన్నారు, ఎరువులు వాడి నాశనం చేశారన్నారు. గ్రీన్ రెవల్యూషన్ లేదు, అసలు రెవల్యూషన్ అక్కర్లా. ప్రకృతి ఏం చెప్పిందో, ప్రకృతి ఎలా నడుస్తుందో, ప్రకృతి నుంచి వచ్చిన మానవుడు వాడు అనుభవం మీద తెలుసుకున్నదే నిజమైనటువంటి శాస్త్రం. ఇంకే శాస్త్రం లేదు ప్రపంచంలో. అలా ఫాలో అయితే మనకి ఏం ఇబ్బంది ఉండదు. నిన్న మీరు వినే ఉంటారు టొమాటో ఫార్మర్స్ని చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు గారు తీసిన పని. ప్రభుత్వం ఎప్పుడు రావాలి, రైతుకు ఏ విధంగా తోడుగా అండగా నిలబడాలి. టొమాటోలు అమ్ముడు పోకపోతే ప్రభుత్వం కొన్నది, గవర్నమెంట్ ఇచ్చి బయ్యారు తింటుందా? బాబు ఇంటికి సత్తాడు అని తినాలంటే. ఎక్కడ ఈ టొమాటోలు అమ్ముడుపోతాయో అక్కడ వీటిని అమ్మడానికి నేను ప్రయత్నం చేస్తాను. ఎందుకు అమ్మలేదు? ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ కావాలి, ఎక్కడ డిమాండ్ ఉందో తెలియాలా, ఎక్కడ కొంటాలో తెలియాలా. ఆ ప్రయత్నం నేను చేస్తాను. ఆ విధంగా ప్రభుత్వం చేస్తున్న విషయాన్ని గురించి ప్రస్తావించడం బాగుంటుంది, ప్రస్తావించలేదు. మన మిత్రులు ఒక చెప్తానైనా మన రామారావు గారు ప్రజెంట్ చేసిన పేపర్ గురించి ఓ మాట మనం మాట్లాడితే బాగుంటుంది అనిపించింది నాకు. సొంత పొలాలు ఉంటే వాళ్ళు బాగా పనిచేస్తారు అన్నారు. ది మ్యాజిక్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ ప్రాపర్టీ టర్న్స్ శాండ్ ఇంటూ గోల్డ్. నీదంటే నువ్వు చేసినట్టుగా, కృషి చేసినట్టుగా ఇంకో కోసం చెయ్యవు. ఇంకో దరిద్రం ఏమిటంటే మనకు కొన్ని పిచ్చి, ఒక రకమైన పిచ్చి, కోఆపరేటివ్ ఫార్మింగ్ నెంబర్ 1 దరిద్రం. ఒక్కొక్క వ్యక్తి సమస్త శక్తి ధారపోసి పని చేయాలి, కూటికి గుడ్డకు లోటు లేక తమ అవసరమైన పొందాలి, నలుగురు కలిసి పొరుపులు మరచి చేయాలి ఉమ్మడి వ్యవసాయం. నెంబర్ 1 దరిద్రం. సుక్షేత్రమైన 100 ఎకరాల పొలాన్ని నేను తీసుకుని 1000 ఎకరాల చోటు చెత్త భూమితో కలిపి మీ ఇద్దరిగా సమానంగా పంచుకోవాలి. అది కానీ మెంటలా పిచ్చా ఒకటా వచ్చినట్లుగా 100 ఎకరాల సుక్షేత్రమైన క్షేత్రం నాది, 1000 ఎకరాల చోటు చెత్త భూమి వాడిది, మేము కలిసి పండించి సమానంగా పంచుకోవాలట. పిచ్చా వెళ్ళే. కోఆపరేషన్ హ్యాస్ ఫెయిల్డ్ సెకండ్ 5-year plan. కోఆపరేషన్ ఫెయిల్డ్ 4th 5-year plan. కోఆపరేషన్ ఆల్వేస్ ఫెయిల్స్ ఆల్ ప్లాన్స్. బట్ పిచ్చదల్లా ఇంకా కోఆపరేషన్ కావాలట. కనుక దేవుళ్ళకి మహనీయులకి అప్లై అయ్యేవి మనకి అప్లై కావు. టెండూల్కర్ లాగా సెంచరీ ఎందుకు కొట్టలేదని చెప్పి ఒక ఆయన కొట్టాడు. ఒక స్టూడెంట్, ఒక క్రికెటరు 70 దగ్గర అవుట్ అయిపోయాడు. ఆ కోచ్ వచ్చి టెండూల్కర్ లాగా ఎందుకు సెంచరీ కొట్టలేదని కొట్టాడు. ఈయన ఏం చెప్పాడు తెలుసా? టెండూల్కర్ ఇచ్చిన కోచింగ్ నాకు ఎందుకు ఇవ్వాలన్నట్టు. ఒకళ్ళు తిట్టుకుంటే ఏం రాదు. ఇద్దరు కలిసి పని చేయాలి. కనుక ప్రాక్టికల్గా ఏం కావాలంటే వాళ్ళకి ఏమీ మీరు ఇవ్వక్కర్లా. వాళ్ళు అమ్ముకోవటానికి ఎక్కడికి పోవాలి అమ్ముకోవాలో అక్కడికి వెళ్ళి బలిచ్చేలాగా ఏర్పాటు చేస్తే చాలు. మీరు అమ్మగలరు ఎక్కడ పడితే అక్కడ. బీసెంట్ రోడ్లో వస్తువులు మీరు అమ్మగలరా? అట్టాటది కొట్టేది. ఆ రోడ్లో ఎవరు అమ్మటానికి లేదు. దెర్ ఆర్ మోనోపలీస్, లోకల్ మోనోపలీస్. అవి ఎవరు చేయలే. ఏ గవర్నమెంట్ ఇవ్వాలా, వాడు అదుకోదు. ఈ నెత్తి మీద కూరగాయలు పట్టుకుని అమ్మేవాళ్ళు ఇప్పుడు లేరు. వాడు చాలా బాగా బతికారు. అవన్నీ పోయాయి. ఎందుకని? అందరూ ఒకళ్ళే కొంటున్నారు. మోనోపొలీ ఇన్ బయింగ్. పెద్ద పెద్ద కంపెనీలు వచ్చేస్తాయి, నోట్లో మట్టి కొట్టాయి. మనం ఆ రోడ్డు మీద నమ్ముకునే హాకర్స్ని వాళ్ళని ఎంకరేజ్ చేయడానికి ఎవరు చేయాలి? ఎంకరేజ్మెంట్ ఎవరు చేయాలంటే ఇంటి యజమానురాలు చేయాలి. నేను బజార్కి పోయి మీరు కొనుక్కోరాకండి, వీళ్ళని ఎంకరేజ్ చేద్దామని చెప్పి ఆడవాళ్ళు అమ్మేవాళ్ళు. కూరగాయలు అమ్మేది ఆడమ్మాయి. ఆమెకు చదువేమీ రాదు, అక్షరాలు రావు, చక్కగా బేరం చేసేది. అది రివైవ్ చేయాలి. పల్లెటూళ్ళ నుంచి బయట అమ్ముకుంటారే వాళ్ళని మనం ప్రోత్సహించాలి. మనం చేయాల్సింది అది. ఎక్కడో డి మార్టు, ఆ మార్టు, ఏ మార్టు వద్దు మనకి. వీళ్ళని ఎంకరేజ్ చేయాలి. ఇది ఒక సజెషను, ఇది అబ్జర్వేషన్. ఎందుకంటే ఏ వస్తువుని ఎక్కడ అమ్మాలో మార్కెటింగ్ అనేది ఎంత ప్రాముఖ్యత వహిస్తుందో తెలుసుకోవాలి. వస్తువుని కొనేవాడు లేకపోతే మన బతికేంటి? కోహినూరు వజ్రాన్ని కూడా కొనేవాడు లేకపోతే గులకరాయి కింద లెక్క. హూ కేర్స్? కనుక లెటస్ డెవలప్ అవర్ ఓన్ లోకల్ ఎకానమీ. విజయవాడ చుట్టూ ప్రాంతాల్లో పండేటువంటి పంటలు ఏంటి? అవి ఇక్కడ విజయవాడలో ఎట్లా అమ్ముకుంటాం? అడ్డపడే వాళ్ళు ఎవరు? ఎవరో దరిద్రం ఏమిటంటే రాజకీయ నాయకులు. ఈ దరిద్రం పోతే సగం బాగుపడుతుంది. పాలిటిక్స్ ఈజ్ ద జెంటిల్ ఆర్ట్ ఆఫ్ రిసీవింగ్ క్యాంపెయిన్ ఫండ్స్ ఫ్రమ్ ది రిచ్ అండ్ ఓట్స్ ఫ్రమ్ ది పూర్, ప్రామిసింగ్ టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ ఈచ్ ఫ్రమ్ ది అదర్. అర్థమైంది ఏమన్నా? మా స్టూడెంట్స్కి అర్థం తెలుగు చెప్తారు. ఇది ఏంటంటే గొప్పవాళ్ళ బాగా డబ్బుల వాళ్ళ దగ్గర నుంచి, చూడు బ్రదర్, కమ్యూనిస్టులు వచ్చారని చచ్చిపోతారు అన్యాయంగా, వాళ్ళు రాకుండా చూడాలి, డబ్బులు బాగుండి మాకు అని ఫండ్స్ వసూలు చేస్తారు. పేదల దగ్గరికి పోయి, చూసారా రాయ్, ఆ బిల్డింగ్లు ఉన్నాయా, అవి కూలిపోతాయి, రేపు పొద్దున అవన్నీ కొట్టేసి మీకు ఇల్లు కడతాం అని చెప్తారు. ఇంటి దగ్గర 2 లేవు, ఇద్దరికి నోట్లో సున్నా. అది ఆర్ట్. అది మనకొద్దు. ఎకనామిక్స్ ఏం చెప్తుంది? ఏం చెప్తుంది ఎకనామిక్స్? హ్యాపీనెస్ ఎకనామిక్స్. ఇప్పుడు ఆ రోజు చేసేది పోయింది. హ్యాపీనెస్ ఎకనామిక్స్. కాలే వర్షతు పర్జన్య పృథివీ సస్యశాలిని దేశం క్షోభరహిత మా కశ్చిత్ దుఃఖ భక్భవే. అది భారతదేశం. వాళ్ళని ఎట్లా వస్తాయండి? మనం చూపిస్తామా? సముద్రంలో తాగుతావా? ఎందుకని? ఆ నీళ్ళే ఆవిరిగా మారి మేఘాల్లో చేరి వాన కురిపిస్తే ఆ నీళ్ళు తాగుతున్నాం. ఎక్కడి నుంచి వచ్చింది ఇదంతా? ప్రకృతి నుంచి వచ్చింది. ఆ ప్రకృతిని చదువుదాం, ఆ ప్రకృతిని అనుసరిద్దాం. ఆ విధంగా మనం డెవలప్ అవుదాం. తెలియని వాళ్ళకి చెప్దాం. ఇక్కడ ఆ సోదరుడు చెప్పిన విషయం మరొకటి ఏంటంటే, లేబర్ ప్రొడక్టివిటీ, ల్యాండ్ ప్రొడక్టివిటీ. లేబరు ఎప్పుడు పనిచేస్తారు? శ్రమ ఎప్పుడు చేస్తారండి? శ్రమ చేయడానికి ఓపిక కావాలి. శ్రమ చేయడానికి ఏం కావాలి? ప్రేరణ కావాలి. ఎప్పుడు వస్తుంది? నేను చేసిన పనికి సరైనటువంటి బెనిఫిట్ వస్తే, రిటర్న్ వస్తే. ఎకనామిక్ యాక్టివిటీ ఎందుకు స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది? రేట్ ఆఫ్ రిటర్న్. ది రేట్ ఆఫ్ రిటర్న్ ఇండ్యూసెస్ ఎ మ్యాన్ టు యాక్ట్. మరి రావాలి కదా. ఈ ప్రైస్ ఎవరు కుదిర్చాలా? ఎవరు నిర్ణయించాలా? మార్కెట్కి వదిలేద్దామా? వదిలేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? మార్కెట్ ఇంప్రఫెక్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా. అక్కడ ఇంటర్వెన్షన్ గవర్నమెంట్ చేస్తుంది. అవసరాన్ని బట్టి ప్రభుత్వం ఇంటర్ఫియర్ అయ్యి ధరల విషయంలో ఒక అదుపు పెడుతుంది. అటువంటి కార్యక్రమాలు సజెస్ట్ చేసి అది ఇన్నోవేటివ్గా ఉన్నది కనుక గిట్టుబాటు ధర వచ్చేలాగా ప్రభుత్వం నిర్ణయం చేసి రైతులకు సహాయం చేస్తుంది. ఒక ఇన్నోవేషన్. అది మనందరం తప్పకుండా ఫాలో కావాలి. మనకి ఖరీఫ్ పంటలు, రబీ పంటలు ఉన్నాయి. అవి విన్నారా మీరు? ఖరీఫ్ పంటలు, ఎండాకాలం పంటలు, వానాకాలం పంటలు తెలియాలంటే వీటి మధ్య అనుసంధానం కావాలి. తర్వాత రబీ సోయింగ్ దేని మీద ఉంటుంది? ఖరీఫ్ పంటల యొక్క ఫలితం ఎట్లా ఉంది, అవి ఏం పండించారు, ఈ రెండింటికి అనుసంధానం చేసుకుని ప్రణాళిక వేసుకోవాలి. తర్వాత హయ్యర్ రిజర్వాయర్ లెవెల్స్, రిజర్వాయర్స్లో నీళ్ళని ఆ హై స్థాయిలో ఉంచి, చాలా బ్రహ్మాండంగా ఉంది అది, చప్పట్లు కొట్టినట్టుందే, మైగా చప్పట్లు కొడుతుందంటే ఎంత బాగుందన్న స్పీచ్. అక్కడ బెటర్ అవైలబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ బెటర్ సీడ్స్ ఇన్పుట్స్, సీజనల్ వింటర్ కరెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైజెస్, వెజిటబుల్స్ యొక్క ప్రైజెస్ని, ధరలని అదుపులో ఉంచి వాటిని ఎక్కువ మంది కొనేలాగా చేయాలి. ధరలు ఎక్కువైతే కొంతమంది కొంటారు, తెలిసిన విషయాలు. ఈ విధంగా రైతులకి కేవలం మెయిన్ క్రాప్సే కాక మిగతా పంటలు కూడా పండించుకునేటువంటి అవకాశం ఉన్నది కనుక వాళ్ళకి అవకాశాన్ని ఇవ్వాలి. ఆ విధంగా ఈ సజెషన్ మనం అమలు చేసి వాళ్ళ జీవితాలను బాగుంచాలి. వెల్త్ ఈజ్ ఎ స్టాక్, ఇన్కమ్ ఈజ్ ఎ ఫ్లో. సంపద అనే మూలనిధి నుంచి రెగ్యులర్గా వచ్చేటువంటి ప్రవాహ రూపంలో ఉండేది ఆదాయం. ఆదాయం ఎప్పుడు కట్టేపోతే అప్పుడు క్లోజ్, నీళ్ళు రోజు రావాలి. అటువంటి ఆదాయాన్ని రైతులకు ఏర్పరచడం కోసం తగినటువంటి ప్రణాళికలు అమలు చేస్తున్నది. ఇన్వెన్షన్, డిస్కవరీస్, ఒకళ్ళని చూసి ఒకళ్ళు నేర్చుకోవటం, కొత్తవి మనం అమలు చేసుకోవటం, మనకి తగ్గవి మనం తీసుకోవటం. మన పొలానికి ఏం కావాలో మనం తీసుకుందాం, అందరికీ ఏం కావాలో అది మనం తీసుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం మనకి లేదు. ఇంకో విషయం ఏంటంటే, నేచురల్ ఫార్మింగ్లో 50 లక్షల ఎకరాలని తీసుకురావాలని ప్రయత్నం చేస్తుంది. దానికి తగినటువంటి వాతావరణం ఇక్కడ ఏర్పరచాలని ఈ సెమినార్ ద్వారా మనం సజెస్ట్ చేద్దాం. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Now I request Dean of Siddhartha College, Dr. Rajesh Chaudhary Garu to speak.
Yeah, it gives me an immense pleasure to be once again with you today. It's an honor for me to to sit along with the chairman of this session, Professor C.S. Raju and Sri Prasad Garu. I think you're all got some benefit, huge benefit today, because the extensive disposition given by Professor C.S. Raju about the yesteryears and how the ideologies have changed over the period, and what are the latest innovations that have taken place in the field of agriculture. But as this seminar is a very loaded one, like agriculture and rural development, if you just address some issues of rural development in this country, it is a very challenging task. But at the same time, most of the villages are slowly emerging from the slumber. I can say from agriculture to non-agriculture, the incomes are shifting. That means even in villages today, most of the villages are getting income from non-agriculture sources. That is a big revelation. So in that sense, you should understand how village dynamics are changing. The other aspect is some of the villages still, even from Andhra Pradesh in Kurnool, some villagers are moving to the other states for work. At the same time, the people from Orissa and Bihar, they are coming and working in Krishna district. That means what? The work culture has changed enormously in the different pockets of the different districts of one state itself. I am talking. In Kurnool, some migration is taking place. At the same time, Krishna Jilla is attracting laborers from Orissa. So you can do a lot of research as far as agriculture labor migration is concerned. The students sitting in this seminar must pursue their higher studies by addressing the local challenges, because you need not ape the Western philosophies. You can have your own thought. India needs people like you to study Indian problems, giving Indian solutions. So on this particular happy occasion, villages, as people will say, the future of India lies in villages. As our principal sir has said yesterday, Mahatma Gandhi's quote, the soul of India lives in villages. That means if anybody has to understand what is India, they should understand how village functions. Normally, still in villages, there are a lot of social cohesion is there, social power is there. In some villages, they don't allow even police people even today. That sees their command over the social infrastructure. Close networking of people is also there, but whereas that is missing in urban cities. So, with lot of governmental schemes, villages are almost connected well digitally, especially with the fintech apps. UPA platform has given a lot of enormous scope for financial transactions in villages also. Even mobile phone has changed the way they're accessing the information. And their services are utilized by the urban people by calling them, by sharing information in that sense. So villages are, so I recently went to Punjab actually. The farmers are little bit richer than Andhra Pradesh farmers in that sense. They are having AC tractors, try to understand. They are having tractors with AC, fitted with AC. That means all villages in India are not similar. And all states are also not similar. You take, for example, Vidarbha area of Telangana, Maharashtra, or even some interior places, north coastal districts of Andhra Pradesh, Kurnool, Anantapur, they are not similar to that of East Krishna. It is a delta area which is very fertile. But today the dynamics are changing. Even Anantapur is developing very fast agriculturally. After Telangana and Andhra separated, the Telangana agriculture produce has tremendously increased. They are becoming pulses capital of the India. And even the rice is cultivated extensively in Telangana. That means the dynamics are changing very fast with better water management and innovative practices. With this, I profusely thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity, and I congratulate them for choosing a very important topic which is relevant for the Indian context. I wish all the participants a happy learning and try to pursue your further studies in this field. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Rajesh Chaudhary. I now request Principal Garu, Dr. Ramesh to sit in the evening. There. And that is a proper place for the principal. And thank you, Dr. Ramesh Garu, for accepting to come there. And I now request Dr. Rahman to just say a few things, his observation. For example, Dr. Rajesh Chaudhary was saying air-conditioned tractors. So air-conditioned tractors is not the solution. It is actually, it increases cost of production. So best thing is automation, not the air-conditioned tractors. Increases the cost of production.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. ఆకలి వేస్తుంది అనుకుంటా, అదేనా ప్రాబ్లం? సార్ ప్రెజెంటేషన్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు సో మెనీ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ చెప్పారు. నాకు గుర్తున్నాయా? అగ్రికల్చరల్ రిలేటెడ్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ రిలేటింగ్ టు మాన్సూన్, ట్రాన్స్పోర్టేషన్, agricultural marketing, fertility of the soil, irrigation problems, water problems. గుర్తున్నాయా కొన్ని? సో వాటితో పాటు ఒక ఏరియా మీద ఫోకస్ చేశారు, దట్ ఈస్ జెనెటికల్లీ మోడిఫైడ్ టెక్నాలజీ ఇన్ అగ్రికల్చర్. సో వాటితో పాటు resources, plenty of resources available with the country, but we are not in a position to make use of them. సో దానికి సొల్యూషన్ సార్ చెప్పారు, ప్రొఫెసర్ రాజు గారు. సో ఒకదానికి ఒకటి కనెక్టివిటీ ఉంది, ఇంటర్ రిలేటెడ్. అన్నీ మీరు అర్థం చేసుకుంటూ పోతే చాలా నాలెడ్జ్ గెయిన్ చేయొచ్చు. సో ఛాలెంజెస్ అండ్ పర్స్పెక్టివ్స్, ప్రాస్పెరిటీస్, ఎవ్రీథింగ్ డిస్కస్డ్ by Dr. Ramarao garu. But if you add some suggestions and recommendations how to overcome such problems and challenges, that might be better for the presentation. The Raju garu focused on the importance of smart irrigation and precision farming by making use of technology like IoT, artificial intelligence, machine learning, cloud computing, like that. And also highlighted the point of Vikasit Bharat. He visualized the future picture, so how to reach the position of largest economy in the world, and how to become a developed country. You please go through the schemes of government relating to the agriculture and the theme of this Vikasit Bharat. Please analyze thoroughly all these things. You may get a lot of insights. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
Last but not the least, and very important, I request Principal Sir, Dr. Ramesh Garu, to say a few things.
So, before concluding of this session, I should say thanks to all the dignitaries of the dais, Professor Raj Garu, and Professor Rajesh Garu, Professor Ramakrishna Prasad Garu, and also Rahman Garu, Dr. Rahman Garu, who accepted our request and came here to address you all. And they touched various points in this occasion, various angles, from various angles. They have spoken and enlightened you all, I think. So what you should understand is how far they can practical manner and how better we can do in the coming years. That is very important you have to think of. As a student, what you should learn always this type of things. You should focus this kind of the problems. You are also, I know very well, some of you might be from the agricultural families. So you know very well the problems what you are facing by your parents. That's why you should study all those things and you can think about the solutions for all those problems. That is the thing here. You can understand. And the evening session, let us discuss some other things. Now, I request the dignitaries and the dais to release the seminar book.